Checking connection. We're now live. Hello, happy hump day, all of my delightful friends at home or wherever you may be. I was going to try to cleverly list other places you might be.
In the corner.
In the corner. There we go. You've got your list of 2. How about I stop with this and we just start getting you sweaty? Jumping jacks. Just a little warm up before we jump into our arm day.
Why don't you call them jumping Jills?
I call them jumping Jills. Thank you so much. I'm going to call them jumping Joes. That's a gentle. Good night. Bye, guys. See you later. You did it. All right, so we're doing these jumping X's. Beautiful. So we do have a weighted arm day today. First of all, if you don't want to use weights, then don't use them. But if you have anything lying around you that is heavier than air, feel free to grab it. Soup cans, hats, wine bottles. I am really good at listing things today. You are in for a treat. All right.
3 every time.
Ooh, we're going to go ahead and take some high knees. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Up and over the waistband. The point of me making that really impressive list is so that you know you don't need dumbbells to get a workout in. You can use anything weighted. Good. Up and over, feeling that belly button, pull into that spine. If you're not feeling those jumps, let's take those marching high knees, setting up that breath. So good, you're here for 10, 9, we push for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, plant those feet, fingertips behind those ears, hips go back, stand it up, keeping that spine nice and long. Right away, we want to tune into that core. As those hips go back, now belly button zips up into that spine, tabletopping through the back. Noticing what your head's doing. Are you dropping that chin? Really think of gently lifting the head back into the palms of the hands. Good. 4. Holding at the bottom. 3. Here's your 2. Belly button in. You reach and pull. Keep lifting through the back of the ears. Really finding a nice strong contraction. Here's your 4. Here's your 3. Here's your 2, and 1, stand it up. Plant those feet hip distance and swing. Swing. Getting into that back, starting to get a little loosey-goosey into those arms. Inhale, lower. Exhale, bring it across the body. Here's your 5. Feel that core fire up. Your 4. Smiles big. Here's your 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. If you have a mat, awesome. If you don't, you're still rawsome in my world. Oh, guys, hello, chin to chest. Walk it on out to that nice high plank and hang out there for a second. Shoulders over elbows over wrists. Just saying hello to our core. Beautiful. Making sure those shoulders are right over the wrist. The head again, lifting back in line with the rest of the spine. Squeezing the booty. Belly button pulls in. Flexing those feet. Hips go up. Shoulders down our back. And take it back to plank. Hips go up. And you take it back to plank. Moving through this at your own pace. Just so you know what's coming up for our day, we have 8 exercises we're going to do 3 times through. 1 minute per exercise, 10-second transitions. When we finish 1 round of 8, we'll take a 1-minute reset, and then we'll hop right back in. Here's your 3, 2, just for kicks. Let's take it into mountain climbers. We are making sure we are staying right over those wrists, keeping that tummy tight. Turning on that core. Here's your 5, 4, 3, 2. Walk hands back to feet. Forward fold. Shake it out through the neck, the spine, the hips. Roll up 1 vertebra at a time. Great workout. See you later. Just kidding.
That's my kind of workout.
It is this kind of workout, but we have so much more. So grab those weights if you want to. Again, if you're not rocking weights today, you can do all this body weight. It just might be a little more fun if you've got them. I'm going to walk you through the 8 exercises we're going to do. Do not worry about memorizing them right now. There will be a test, but it's not a pass-fail. Just kidding. I'll re-explain them as we move through, but just so you have a general idea of what's coming up.
It is pass-fail?
It's always pass-fail. So the first one, we're working into those shoulders. We're going to take a half curl, open wide, out at the shoulders, lower. Drop that curl. Palms are facing our legs, reaching out to our lateral lift. Half curl, rotate up at 90. Out to that lateral lift. So that's your first exercise. Then we've got our cubed curls. So we're taking 3 curls halfway up. Then we pause, 3 curl all the way up. Then we take 3 curls, full range of motion. I think I did a super good job of explaining that. I'll walk you through that one again, but just remember 3 halfway, 3 halfway, 3 full. So we're working and breaking down through those curls. Then, oh, it's upside down. We're gonna lie it onto our back. We're gonna get a little butt activation, a little core activation in. Both of our dumbbells, or whatever, are over our shoulders. We're gonna pop those hips up, squeeze tight, keeping arms long, tracking at the same speed. We bring it back into that pullover, bringing it back. Then when our hands are right over those shoulders, we're gonna release it, 90-degree angle, skull crusher. Working shoulders into lats, pull it up, hitting those triceps, all the while building that nice sturdy base, working on our stabilizers. Then we're coming on up into, oh, this one's super fun. So palms are gonna face forward. We're gonna pull our elbows in at an angle so we tap our rib cage. We're gonna press out to gate goalpost arms. We're gonna open wide, curl it up, back in. So we hit a little bicep shoulder action here. Beautiful, palms facing forward the whole time. Again, I'll break these all down, but just coming at you with what's going on. Then we are taking a nice deep seated position. We're gonna have our shoulders back. We're gonna hit a curl, release, drop those weights, pop it up into a reverse plank. Curl, pop it up into a reverse plank. I understand that that reverse plank isn't for everyone. Feel free to take it to the knees and just work some hammer curls for me. And then, you know what, work them for you. We are moving into our narrow press to tricep extension. We bring those weights right at bow tie, pressing them together. We're gonna press over our head, working narrow into those shoulders, keeping a nice long spine, hit that tricep extension, and bring it back down. From there, we are moving into our rotating Yates row. Sending back at the hips, keeping that belly button nice and tight. We start with those palms facing our shins. As we roll up, we are gonna rotate our palms so that we're facing forward, hit our row. And as we release, we're gonna rotate so we're back to facing those shins. So rotate up and lower. That Yates row is gonna work our back, but it's also gonna allow us to target through the arms a little bit more. And this is where it gets saucy. We're gonna find our final exercise, 1 or 2 dumbbells, it's just whatever is comfier on your wrist. Setting up in that tabletop. This is a wonderful place to stay if that's where you're at today. If you feel like leveling it up, because hump day, float those knees 1 inch, find that bear, nail that elbow into your side, and we're taking tricep kickbacks from bear plank. Again, you can always drop it to those knees, but let's keep that core tight no matter what. I'd ask if you have questions, but you can't speak to me. I'm sure you can, but I don't understand the internet. All right, guys, so those are the 8 moves. We're gonna take them all the way through, then we'll break all together, and then we'll do it 3 times. Happy arm day. Marcus, are you ready?
I was born
The hesitation made me feel comfortable.
I was born on the fence.
All right, team, just as a reminder, we are starting with halfway up to that 90-degree lift into our lat raises. We get started in 10. So we're gonna do each of these movements for 1 whole minute in 3, 2, there we go. Bend at the elbow, open, release, drop, up to that lateral lift. 90-degree angle, open, drop, up to that lateral lift. When you go for that lateral lift, I want you thinking of reaching to the outsides of the rooms. Inhale and exhale, letting those shoulders slide down our back. And remember, we really want those cores to be oh so tight so that we're not offloading anywhere into our lower spine. As you go for those lifts, can you think of growing a little bit taller through the crown of your head? Beautiful. Next round, if you want to get a little cheeky with it, you can always lift a leg and take it into a single leg balance. I'll switch you at 30. So good. Core is tight. Keep reaching. Here we go. We're here for 8. So good. Reach, 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 and lower. We push for 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. So now we're going into those cubed curls. We hit 3 halfway down, 3 halfway up, and then 3 full range. And 3, 2, 1, let's go. So half curl at the bottom, pause, half curl at the top for 3, and then we take full range of motion. You take these at whatever pace you want, but I do want you to really focus, just for today especially, of pinning that elbow into your rib cage and really isolating this work through that bicep. Try not to offload into that shoulder. Most of us are probably going a little bit lower than we would at the gym. So let yourself really work nice and tight into that rib cage. Again, belly button pulls in super duper tight. Check in, say, hey, am I breathing? If not, that's okay, but maybe do it. Oxygen is fun for so many reasons. Here we go, team. Notice that those shoulders are crowning forward. Just give yourself a little open, nice proud chest. So good, team. Here we go for 8. In through that nose, out through that mouth. Here's your 4. Here's your 3, 2, drop it. We are into that glute bridge, pull over to skull crusher. So onto our back we go. We squeeze those hips up in 3, 2, arms are long. We go for a long overhead reach, pulling it back at the top, hinging at the elbows, firing up those triceps, kick it back up. Inhaling and exhaling, trying to keep those shoulders depressed down the back. That's such a sad way to say it. Keep those shoulders happily down the back. So good. Now we're traveling with our arms in parallel instead of letting the dumbbells connect. So really focus on addressing the speed of those weights. Notice if one arm has a tendency to kind of go faster and the other one is always racing to catch up, and just work on finding that balance. If the glute bridge is a little too extra for you in round 1, drop that puppy and pin that lower back into the floor. So good, team. Inhale and exhale, using that breath always, always. If you're feeling it in that lower back, squeeze that tush a little tighter. You're here for 3, 2, oh, hot dog, let's stand it back up. So we are back into a shoulder bicep complex. Palms are facing forward. We're bringing our elbows directly into our rib cage. We go 3, 2, 1. Press up to goal post, extend, back to goal post, pull it into rib cage. Goal post, extend, back to goal post, pull it into rib cage. As you move through this, keep that rib cage nice and tight. So try not to puff it out or arch that lower back. Squeeze that butt, so good. Just pay attention to if you have a tendency to lift through your shoulders, just invite them down. Really use that whole shoulder complex as opposed to just relying on those traps. So good. Oops, I got overzealous here. So good. Inhale and exhale. Last 10 seconds, we're gonna hold at the top, open and close. So good. Again, next round, if you wanna add a balance, pop one leg up and work on that stability. All right, team, we're holding at the top, we open and close. Palms stay facing towards the front of the room. That was a hard phrase to figure out in my brain. Here's your 3, 2, 1. Shake it on out. We are into that seated curl to a reverse plank. So nice and tall. We curl, drop the weights, pop the hips up. 3, 2, 1. Curl, drop the weights, pop the hips up. If reverse plank isn't your jam, up to those knees, squeeze that butt, hammer curls at the top. But if you're into it, we want those hands under those shoulders, gentle bending those elbows so we're not locking out. We roll those shoulders back, we get that nice proud chest, and then we lower it on down. So we're definitely activating through our core as well as the posterior chain of our bod right here. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale. So good. Really pay attention to if you're locking out through your elbows, let a little bend in. And another good thing to pay attention to is if you're letting those shoulders come forward and just kind of lifting through the hips. Again, think of that nice broad chest. Beautiful. So good, team. We are zipping through this. You are out of this in 10. Into that nose, out that mouth again. If you're over this, up to those knees, squeeze those glutes. We're rocking that hammer curl. Hammer time. What happened to that song? 3, 2, 1. We don't have time to discuss it. We're moving on to our narrow press to tricep extension. So now we do bring the weights together. We start them right at that sweet little bow tie position because we fancy. We press up, extend. Here we go, team. 3, 2, 1. We're in it. As you press up and as you hit that extension, I want you thinking about growing tall through the top of the head. It's super duper common, especially on that drop, for us to want to move our head forward just naturally because we're trying to make space. But keep pulling that head and neck back in line. Keep that spine oh so long. Elbows stay nice and tight to center. And as you drop that tricep, notice if you're opening wide and just frame that beautiful face of yours. And then hang it on the wall. Here we go. Inhale and exhale.
Hang your face on the wall?
Because you're framing your face.
Is that like
You
a
guys
skin
understand.
mask Ed Gein thing?
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Listen, if you want to have a little dance down below, just make sure you're keeping that core tight. I'm not your real parent, probably. Here we go for 10. I don't know where that association is, but let's stick with it. Here's your 8. Notice if you're feeling soreness in your neck. Maybe your shoulders are creeping up, slide them down. Here's your 3, 2, 1, rock and roll. We are into that rotating Yates row. This is our second to last push, team. Amazing work. So hinging at the hips, engaging through that belly button. We face our legs. We go 3, 2, 1. As we row narrow, we rotate our grip. Palms face forward. Release. Rotating through your body here. Through your body. Through your arms. I mean, yes, they're your body. When you're hitting that row, I really want you to feel those shoulder blades squeeze together in the back like you're grabbing a pencil. Try to fight the urge to let that heart drop below the hips. We never want to feel this in that lower back. So if you start to, just go ahead, stand up, and then pull that belly button and tushy tight, and gently reset that hinge. Good. If this still remains to be too much as we move into the next round, you can always take one forearm on your thigh, and rock the Yates row on one side. It gives you a little bit more support through the core and lower back. I'll cue 30 and you'll know when to switch. But for now, we are here for 10. We have one more exercise to follow. Here's your 5. Here's your 4. Here's your 3, 2. Set it down. 1 or 2 weights. It's up to you. Whatever's more comfy on your wrist. We set up for that tabletop. We're going for a bear plank tricep kickback. So we float those knees in 3, 2. Lift those knees. Row, pin that elbow, we kick back. Kick back. Maybe add a little twist to the wrist at the top. If this is too much for you, I get it. I just ate lunch too. I'm going to drop my knees. But if you want that added core challenge, float those knees. Keep them 1 inch off the floor and really focus on keeping those hips parallel to the ground. So good. We want this in that tricep. So notice if you're dropping through that elbow and recommit to that row. Shoot for that tricep. 30 seconds. Let's take that reset. Square out that body. Other side again. If you want it, up in that bear plank. Doing your best not to lock out through that elbow. So good. Notice if you're lifting to the hips. Shoot those knees down. That's where the fun comes from. So good, team. We're here for 8. And then we get our first commercial break. Here we go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your weights and do the Macarena. High five, high five, high five. How are we doing? 2 thumbs way up. I knew we were on the same page. Guys, shake it out. Maybe keep that blood flowing. Give yourself a little jumping jack. But we do have a little cool down period before we start this all over again. So take a second, grab some water. Think about life. How excited you are you showed up.
These exercises brought to you by mustaches. Do you have a significant other who's bored in quarantine and really only gets his or her self-worth from their facial hair?
I really do.
Mustaches.
Oh.
Paid for by the Mustache Foundation of America.
And just like that, we do what we're best at, wasting your time. All right, all of you with mustaches out there, can I get a little applause? I'm working on mine. It's coming in. If I got closer, you'd see it, but it's just, you're so far away. All right, team, we are going right back into round 2, starting with the Terminator. Lift, lower, release, lateral, reach. All right, team, we are getting started in 10. Into that nose, out that mouth. We know what we're doing now, so maybe if you want to go for that single leg raise, work on our balance, go for it. We go in 3, 2, 90. Take it high, lower, release, lateral reach out to the outside of the rooms. So we want to try to get super long through our wingspan here, not just kind of a casual lift. And really think of lifting through the back, the elbows as well. So you're not just kind of lifting through the wrists, but that whole arm is floating up. Beautiful. So good, team. You are here. If you're balancing with me and doing a better job, probably. We are all switching. 30 seconds. Let's hit it. Use that breath, especially if you're balancing. Notice if you're kind of wiggling around. Think of it as that knee lifts, that belly button pulling in nice and tight, and that supporting femur sucking into that hip. Squeeze that glute. That's going to be a huge stabilizer along with that trunk. Here we go, team. We push for 10. Into that nose, out to that mouth. Just like on those pullovers, notice if one side tends to lift a little higher than the other. And just meet it in halfway. 3, 2, 1. Let it go. We're back to those cubed curls. So 3 at the bottom, 3 at the top, 3 full range. 3, 2, 1. Let's hit it. Middle, middle bottom, hold, middle top. Squeezing the glutes, and really making sure that core is nice and tight. Again, here's another opportunity for a balance if you're going a little lighter. If you're going heavy, definitely keep both of those feet on the floor and support through your base. Just depends on what you're working and what you're working with. Here we go. Stay tall. Belly button pulls in. Check in with those shoulders. Are you starting to collapse? Are you starting to offload? Keep that posture. Shoulders back. Nice, proud chest. So good, team. Into that nose, out that mouth. If I said that, it's almost like I think that breathing is kind of important. Ladies' choice. Here we go.
Overrated.
Can I get an amen? We are here for 10. Whoo! Maybe you take it for speed right here if you're going lighter. Maybe you're going slow and controlled and working on that endurance. 3, 2, 1. Amazing. Back into that glute bridge, pull over skull crusher. My cat is looking very ominously at me, but we're going to ignore it, pretend we're safe. 3, 2, hips are up, fists are over shoulders. We go same pace, pull over, and then hinge 90 degrees, tap the temples. Working down the lats and shoulders into our triceps. Focusing on keeping the arms moving at the same speed. As for that lower bod, don't forget about it. Make sure those feet are parallel with one another, knees are in line with the hips, and then squeeze like crazy through that butte. Inhale, exhale. Like I said, I'm a real sucker for oxygen. So good. Try not to let the shoulders creep up. Let them go down your back as those arms go up. Into that nose. So strong, team. If you start feeling it in that lower back, gently release the glute bridge and recommit, really focusing on tipping the tailbone up and squeezing through the tush. Here we go for 4. Woo-wee! For 3. Hee-hee! For 2 and 1. Let it go. It's a good thing I ran out of sound effects. They were cute though, right? All right, we're back to this crazy one. Elbows in at our rib cage, palms face forward. We press up to 90, release, bring it back. Here we go. Elbows in, press to 90, open and close. Elbows in, press to 90, open and close. So good. Staying tall through the spine, working into our into our the hips of our upper body.
She's
The
forgotten the
shoulders.
human anatomy, folks. Run.
I've forgotten everything. You can add that balance.
What's my name?
I don't know. What's anybody's name? Jumping jack. Here we go. Other leg. If you were standing on one. If you had both feet on the floor, that might be a confusing cue. Gosh, we have fun. Notice if you're starting to bend in that spine, keep growing nice and tall, tummy engaged. Last 10 seconds, we open and close. Find that 90 degree. We go 3, 2, open, close, open, close. Keep those elbows fixed in space. Don't let it drop. We're working biceps and shoulders, trying to let it creep into the ear. Here's 3, 2, beautiful work. Let it go. We are back into our seated curl to reverse plank. If you're not doing the reverse plank on those knees, hammer curl, thumbs up. 3, 2, 1. We curl, drop it, gentle bend in those elbows, squeeze that tushy, and lower. Inhale, exhale, pop it on up. So good. This gives you a lot of opportunity to say hello to your core and make sure everything's operating as you'd like. Belly button's in tight, chest is nice and broad. Again, at any point you can stop. Maybe this round you just want to work on holding that reverse plank. Gentle bend, shoulders back, chest is high, drive those heels in. Try not to let those feet externally rotate. Keep those toes up. Again, not loving it on those knees.
Kinsey,
So good.
I checked in with my core and it wasn't home.
Oh, your core's out for the day? That's nice.
I think longer than a day.
Are you saying it's not quarantined?
Wow.
Oh, guys, if you didn't hear that whole joke, it's even worse than it was with the full joke. Here we go. For 7.
I was definitely the Scottie Pippen to your Jordan on that joke.
We push for 3. Oh, 2 and 1. If you haven't watched The Last Dance, do something about that. All right, so now we are back to our narrow shoulder press into that tricep extension. Pull that belly in. We go 3, 2, 1. Go tall through the spine. Hinge at the elbows. Bam. Press those shoulders. Work those triceps. For those of you who are newer to working out or just have never really known where the triceps are, that's okay. They're kind of funky, but they're magical. They're right on the back of the arm. So when you go for that overhead extension, notice how it feels when you tighten around your face. It feels different than when you're out wide. You're kind of missing a lot of those triceps. But once you wrap it tight, You're really hitting a lot more of those little money makers. And then, no, wasn't out of that mouth. I'm such a broken circuit. I think I've been holding my breath a lot lately, just in life.
A broken circuit?
Broken record. There's got to be one with a circuit.
I guess nobody listens to records anymore. You listen to music on your circuit machine.
Here's the deal. As you all know, and Marcus somehow hasn't learned, you don't listen to the words that come out of my mouth. Press those weights together. Here we go. Here's 4. Here's 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. We are into our rotating Yates row. As we send the hips back, we plug that tummy in tight. Palms facing your shins in 3, 2. As you go for that narrow row, we rotate the palms. They say hello. And then as we rotate down, they say hello to the shins. Rotate face forward, squeeze those shoulders, and release. If you are feeling it in that lower back, stand it back up and make sure that this hinge is really initiated with the hips as opposed to dropping your chest first, because that's really going to put the pressure in that lower back. If you need that mod, take it to one leg, work the rotation from here. 30 seconds. If you were in that lawnmower position, go ahead and find the other side. I tell you to breathe, but I've already reminded you 800 times, and I don't want to seem condescending. Here we go for 20. So good, team. Really emphasize that squeeze at the top. Especially if you're going lighter weights, make those movement counts. Contract those muscles. Put a little more flex in each one of your movements. 5, 4, 3, 2, high five your amazing self. We are back to these bear planks. Bear plank, lift those knees 1 inch off the ground or don't. And we're taking those kickbacks in 3, 2, float those knees. Here we go. Pin that elbow, kick it back, bring it in. So we're back to those triceps. Shoulders right over wrist. Tummy is super duper tight. You need to drop those knees. No shame. This is arm day after all. Just make sure you're still pulling that belly button in tight. Take a second, check in. Is your elbow starting to drop? That's okay. Just recommit to that row. Also notice, are you starting to collapse that shoulder forward? Another super common thing. Remember, roll that shoulder back and out of that ear. Here's your 30-second mark. Reset. Maybe float those legs. Try again. If you haven't been floating those knees, maybe, just maybe, try it. You don't have to stay there. If you hate it, drop it back down. What's the worst that can happen? We just get to see where we're working towards. If you never try, you never know. Do we ever figure out what that song was? It's been stuck in my head, exactly that phrase, for a month. 3, 2, 1. Drop those weights. Shake it out. Beep, 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 beep. Celebrate being done with round 2. This is where we take our dance break. I'm going to switch this clock. You guys do your thing. Grab a little water. How are we doing? Oh, no. Okay.
This break brought to you by water.
Wow.
It's a precious resource. It's delicious. If you have it, enjoy it. This is empty.
I guess we won't be enjoying it. Well, just because you're ripped by someone doesn't mean they give you their goods. So not all of us get water, I guess. Hey, again, you're welcome. If you ever need experts in wasting time, me and Mangarino, one DM away.
Invented it.
We did invent it, or at least we just finessed it. All right, team, that wasted another chunk of time. One more round.
I can keep going.
No thanks, but thanks for offering. We're going to go ahead and get started. 10 seconds. We're into those 90-degree lifts. Lower into lateral lift. Lower. This is your last time here. Here's your 4. Oh, thank you. 3, 2, and here we go. Lower and lift. Hit that 90. Shoulders go down the back. Squeeze and sculpt. Maybe, just maybe, you take that balance. I don't know. I'm not there, but in my mind's eye, I know you're doing fantastic. Or maybe you don't, especially if you're going heavier again. Keep both those feet on the floor. Work on strength. Stop paying attention to what I was doing, and then I just forgot where I was. Hello, I'm Kinsey Monster. We are switching legs. If you're balancing, 3, 2, 1, let's switch. Other side. Core is tight. Remember, we want to stay nice and tall to the spine, so we're not lifting too high through that hip. We're dropping it in line if you're taking that balance. So good, team. Last little push right here, 15 seconds. Core is tight. Sculpting for fun. Do, 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 do. Here is our 8. I'm I'm writing a musical. It's going to be pretty sweaty.
Cancel in 3 views.
2, and 1. All right, we are back to those cubes, curls, shoulders back, elbows pinned, bottom, middle for 3, middle, top for 3, full range for 3. 3, 2, 1, bottom, top. Again, add a little extra stank on that flex, especially if you're going a little lighter, right? Really feel like you're squeezing those guns.
Don't flex so hard that you create a little stank, though. That's not the note.
Unless you're by yourself, you know, and then like that's your own life. You do you. So good.
By
Check
yourself
it
on
in.
camera doesn't count.
Are you collapsing forward? Shoulders are back. Tummy is tight. Maybe you go for a little speed, but if you do, I love it. Just make sure you are in control of every single motion you hit. Here's your 18 seconds. Isn't it fun? We say goodbye in 15. Make sure you're breathing. I'm not going to tell you how to do it because I know you know. Here we go for 10. So good, team. Stay, stay, stay. Get that belly in tight. Do not let go of that core. Here's 4, 3, here's 2, 1. Amazing work. We are back onto our back. Final round of glute bridge skull crusher to pull over. We set those hips up in 3, 2, lift, lift, lift. Squeezing those glutes. We go for that reach over into our skull crusher. Really making sure, especially on that skull crusher, that those elbows are fixed in space and we're hinging around those elbows, as opposed to having your elbows kind of fall back with you as you go for that crush. Really pin them, stick it, and go from there. Checking in with that lower body. Feet are parallel with one another, knees in line with hips. Pretend you have a medicine ball between those thighs and really fire up, squeeze and hold. So, so good. I didn't say this before, but just in case you are somehow managing to lift your head, let it relax. Let that upper body be supported by the floor. Inhale and exhale. If you're busy holding your head up, you're missing the opportunity to fire up those muscles we're targeting here. So good. We have 8 more seconds. Squeeze those hips a little bit higher. So, so good. Stay with me, team. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh la la. Well, just like that, we are into our jazz hands. That's not what they're called. That's what they're called, the musical. 90. Open. Back to 90. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Again, if you have this, controlled speed. But notice if your spine is kind of moving around with it. Notice if that rib cage is puffing up. And just pull it back in. Like a jazzy little corset. Here we go. Inhale. And exhale. Elbows. Just like on those skull crushers, once they hit that 90, they stay there until they touch back to that rib cage again. So good. Maybe you're in that balance. If you are, 30 seconds right here. Go ahead and switch to that other side. This time we're going for biceps for 20 seconds. So hold. 3, 2, 1. We go in, out, out. Maybe you take it a little faster. In, out, as long as it's controlled. If you're feeling it in your neck, slow it down, slide those shoulders down, collapse that rib cage in, nice and tight. 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it on out. Beautiful work. We are back on our tushy. This is our final seated curl. Drop it. Hips go up. We get 3, 2. Here we go. Seated curl to reverse plank. Seated curl to reverse plank. I'd like to offer you the same options. Maybe you're just working on finding that reverse plank today. Gentle bend in those elbows. Chest is broad, tushy is tight. That's still going to work through your arms. Or if you're not loving that at all, come up to that kneel is what we call it, and go for those hammer curls. Thumbs are up. Squeeze that tushy.
How do you spell kneel?
Oh, it's phonetic. Here we go. Just how it sounds. Whee! So good. Remember, do not lock out those elbows. It's tempting, but then you're cutting off blood flow and you're putting a lot of pressure into those joints. And that's no bueno for the long run. Here we go. Stay right here, team. 10 seconds. Finish strong. Yes, you can. Do not let those shoulders collapse in. Chest stays so broad. 4, 3, 2. Let that puppy go. We are into our narrow press to tricep extension. Final 3 moves of our day. Tummy in tight, corset that rib cage. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Press. Ooh, and tricep. I want you to focus and pressing those dumbbells together. And again, keeping spinal length, especially in that cervical spine. Try not to jut the head forward, just gently pull it back. Shoulders stay out of our ears, and elbows wrapping nice and tight. So good. You guessed it. If you want to take a balance here, get a little coo-coo-ca-choo. And if you did already, here's your 30-second point. So good, team. Keep those shoulders out of your ears. Notice if you're jutting the head forward, and just do your best to neutralize that spine. Keep pulling the head back in line with the rest of the spine. So good. Another thing to watch out for, notice if you're hooking that rib cage wide. Again, pull it down like you're lacing it up like a shoe cage. Here we go for 8. We push for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. All right, rotating Yates row. Rotating Yates row. What are words? Am I right? Hips go back, tummy is tight. Face those shins. We row and rotate. Release. As we row and rotate, palms face forward. Rotate as we go down, face those shins. Again, we don't feel this in our lower back because we've initiated through that hinge using our glutes and our abdomen. Row and squeeze. Notice if you're staring straight ahead, and just do your best to tip that chin down. For so many reasons, one among them is that you're kind of cutting off your blood flow, and then you're really tensing up through the neck, when you really just want it nice and neutral. Again, so you can put all of that focus and emphasis on the arms and the back. Try to fold those two sides of the body up like you're folding yourself in half. If you feel it in that lower body or upper body, in that lower back, stand up and reset. Here we go, 10 seconds. Stay. Yes, you can. We push it for 5, 4. Here's your 3, 2, 1. Final push of our day. And then we're just going to do a little bit of abs if you want it, because that's what we do for fun. Find that bear plank. We go 3, 2, float those knees, hit that kickback. If you're sacrificing form in that kickback, floating those knees, drop them. We'll hit core in just a second. Let this be about those triceps. But if you want to play around, maybe lift for 5 seconds, lower for 5 seconds. Do whatever works for you. Keep that spine long. Keep shoulder right over wrist on that supporting arm. Notice if you're opening up or collapsing, neutralize that shoulder. 30 seconds, reset. Let's hit it. What is your full range of motion? How can you make this a little bit more challenging for yourself in your final push of your circuit? Maybe you go for speed. Maybe you take that float. Whatever it is, find it here. You're out of this in 10. Yes, you can. You made it this far. You are amazing. We're in this for 8. Stay. Don't you back out. We're here for 5. To the end. 4, 3, 2, shake it out. You're amazing. Beep, 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 beep. Hey, high five. Grab a little water, towel off. If you're done, because we did arms, get out of here. Or hang around and just watch a while. But if you want, we're going to hit a little bit of ab also, just to really round it out. Because why not? We're here. We're doing the dang thing. I'm going to grab a little water because I talk nonstop. You probably didn't notice. Delish. Megarino?
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Okay, team.
Does that mean you re-landed the sponsorship?
I got us the water sponsorship. All right, team. We're going to get started in a high plank. 1 dumbbell is all you're going to need, I think, for the rest of the day. So just go ahead and set whatever one of your weights to the side. We're going to rock with 1. I'm going to start this timer for us. We're going to start in a high plank. Shoulders over, elbows over wrists, squeezing our glutes. We're going to take our opposite hand, reach across the body, drag the weight, set it down. Grab the weight, drag across, set it down. So we're going opposite hand, drag across. If this is too much for whatever reason, from that plank, you can always take it to the knees, and you can work the drag from there. But try not to drop those hips. That's again when we start to dump in that lower back. Inhale and exhale. We're only going to hit each of these ab exercises once. So if you need to drop out, take a second and then try to hop back in as soon as you can. So good, team. Take those knees if you need. Maybe just hold that plank. We're out of this in 8. So strong. We push for 3, for 2, for 1. So nice. All right, team. We're going to bring those knees in. We bring our hands up. We lower and lift. Lower and lift. If that's too much, knees stay down. And you take that roll up. Otherwise, legs go out. Suitcase it up. Inhale. Exhale. Biceps by ears as you sit up. If this is too extra, drop those heels. Work that sit up. So strong. Stay with me here. Everything in this push is going to be temporary. So do your best to stay as long as you can. Really think about zipping those knees together. Notice they're opening at the top and commit to the team. We're going to meet at the top in 4, 3, 2. Go ahead, meet at the top. Drop those heels if you need. Hands are right by heart. We're going to lean back, take those Russian twists. If you feel it, you can go ahead and lift those legs. Just make sure that lower body is staying nice and still instead of moving around. And we never want this in that lower back. So if you start to feel it, reset that spine, drop those heels, bring it back down. Into that nose and out through that mouth. So good, team. Maybe get a little lower. Maybe you reset. Stay, stay, stay. We're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, sit it up. Let those legs go long. We're going to take a 10-second roll down with the weight right at that bow tie. We lower 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up. Here's your 10. See, curving that lower spine. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up. Final 10, 9, 8, 7. Shoulders back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. All the way down. Arms go long. Legs go high. We lower down. Lower up. Lower down. Lower up. If you want, lift through those shoulders using the core, not the back line of the body. Inhale and exhale. Lower back, pinning to the floor. So good. Yep. So strong. Holding at the bottom in 15 seconds. Holding at the bottom in 7, 5, 4, 3, 2. Little swimmers. Pin that lower back. So good. You're not here long. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Right knee in. Hold. Switch left. Good. Now we bring right knee in. Twist to the right. Center. Left knee. Back to holding center. Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Left. This is where we finish. Set that weight down. Fingers behind those ears. Bicycles. Here we go. Hitting that cross body. I'm hitting the wall, but you keep doing you. You know you're going to breathe because we love it. Here we go. We push into that nose, out to that mouth. Reaching through our trunk, not pulling through our shoulder. Here's 10. A little faster. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let it go. Arms and legs go long. Big old reach overhead in both directions. Feel the abdomen stretch. And bring the knees into chest, rock and roll. Finding your way up to tabletop. If you're done with arms and you're done with abs and you're not about that restorative stretch life, just kidding, you do you. Thank you so much for joining. If you want to stick around, we are going to stretch just a little more. We're going to step that right foot out in front of that right hip. And then we're going to squeeze our glute forward. So we're leaning knee over ankle and really squeezing through the glutes so we're not hinging. We're keeping that stretch in the front of that back leg. We're going to take left arm across, give ourselves a hug. Beautiful. Stay long to the spine. Maybe drop the ear, left shoulder. Bring it back up. Nice little bicep stretch. Take that left arm, sweep it up and over, reaching for the shoulder blades. That right arm comes on top. Keep squeezing through those glutes. You do you if this keeps beeping. I'm going to lose my mind. Oh, no. Oh, good. Beep, beep, beep. And let that go. Both hands come down. They frame that front foot, and we pull it back through the hips, getting into that hamstring. Big old breath in. Find length in that spine. Keep those hips high. Pulling back through that right hip, stretching out through the back of that leg. Inhale. Exhale, get a little deeper. Wow, this feels delightful. And back up we go. Let's take it to the other side. We step that left foot instead of that front of that left heel. Square off through the hips. Squeeze that butt forward so you're really stretching through the front of that right leg. Right arm comes across. Hello, bicep stretch. Maybe, just maybe, you take right ear to right shoulder. Shoulder's a hard word for me right now. Bring it back up. Sweep that hand up and over, reaching for those shoulder blades. Seamless. Left hand comes on top just for a little extra pressure. Keep squeezing those glutes, feeling that quad stretch. And releasing those hands, framing that left foot, pulling it on back into that half splits. Again, hips stay high. Pull back through that left hip so you're square through the hip bones. Inhale, find length. Exhale, heart reaches for that toe. Such good work this afternoon. Hello, Gun Show. And go ahead back to that tabletop. If you're feeling so inspired, you're always welcome to take a couple cat-cows. Love a good spinal mobility exercise. But if you're ready, go ahead and pop those knees up, downward dog, pedaling out through the legs, shaking the head, walking hands forward, or feet forward. Then you're going to take a big old bend in those legs. I'm talking tabletop style, so that chest can hang heavy, chin can drop all the way to the chest, and you can just sway. Release through that lower back. In through that nose, out through that mouth. Big, luxurious breaths. When you're ready, release those hands. Keep a little bend. Squeeze the butt. Stack one vertebra on top of the other. Head's the last thing. And oh, hot dog, my goodness gracious. Congratulations. Hump day, arm day. That's a thing, right? Thank you so much for showing up. I love you all. Oh, hi, you guys. I wish I could say hi in real time, but I can't see that far. I love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.